folks, welcome to this video. What I'm going to be doing is taking you along for the ride today. So this is a day in the life of me as a cloud advocate. Lots of people have asked what my day looks like, and I don't tend to have a typical day. They all vary quite differently from the tasks that I have to do, but I'm going to be taking you along today and showing you what my day looks like, and hopefully it'll be fun. There'll probably be parts that I can't show you. I can tell you about what I'm going to do and then I can't show you, but what I'll try and do is keep this interesting, show you what I'm up to, and yeah, please do hit that comment box up and ask me any questions, or yeah, let me know. What I would say is that I have worked at home for 3 years now, so ever since joining Microsoft I've been based at home, so the current pandemic situation really hasn't changed that portion of my job. I obviously am not travelling, which was a large portion of my job before the pandemic, so that part has changed, but in terms of me working at home and how I operate, hasn't really changed at all, to be honest. My colleagues are all remote, we all catch up via Teams, we all instant message each other and chat that way and keep the communication channels open. So we've not really had that much of a change. So what you're seeing now is typically what I would be doing if we weren't in a pandemic. Obviously you might have been tagging along on a travel day, but obviously there's no travel. So yeah, hopefully that's explained a bit about what we're going to be doing today. Like I said, if you've got any questions, hit up that comment box, and yeah, let's get into it. So that's breakfast over and I'm now sitting at my desk ready to go. So what I'm going to be doing is checking through my inbox, seeing if there's anything I need to address that's happened when I logged off on Friday. Obviously there's a massive time difference between the UK and Seattle, so sometimes some stuff can come in after I've logged off on a Friday. I will check that, deal with any emails, clean up anything that I don't want to see in my inbox, maybe do a check of some social media, and then I'll be checking my diary. So yeah, that's kind of how I start most mornings, to be honest. It's a kind of check of everything, daily checks if you want to call them that, just to see what's happening, and then I can start on it. So I've got my diary up, and just looking at what we're going to be doing today is I have a presentation to build. So I'm speaking at a customer's lunch and learn next week, I think it is, and I'm talking about cost management and migrations to Azure. So I need to build a deck around that, so you'll get to see me doing that today. And then I've got a couple of meetings lined up. I've got a catch up with some UK based folk, a catch up with one of my teammates, and also an introductory meeting with one of a product team. So quite a light day in terms of that, but I've also got a bunch of tasks to do. So I've got a couple of blogs to write, looking at my kind of paper to-do list. There's a bunch of things on there that I need to deal with and try and tick off in between the meetings and stuff like that. So hopefully it will be quite insightful as you follow me around, and as always, hit me up with any questions and we'll deal with them afterwards. So yeah, let's get started building this presentation. So yeah, I've got this presentation to build, and the way I build presentations is I have an idea in my head, and then I actually start to build out the deck. I put a bunch of slides that I think will tell that story, try and weave the story through PowerPoint, and using that and try and think about how I'm going to frame the conversation per slide. Then I'll probably run through it at least once informally, just to see how it times wise and if the flow's right. I don't always get the slides in the right order, and then I tweak it after that run. That's the way I do it. I know lots of people sit sometimes and write down the flow, write down the points that they want to do. I usually have all that in my head, hopefully, and then when I do that run through, I find out where the holes are and find out where I'm missing the points and where I need to elaborate or where I need to cut some things out. So that's how I do that kind of slide deck building. I'd love to hear if you do something differently, or if you've got any tips, or yeah, just how you do that, because I'm not sure my technique is maybe the best, but it seems to work for me so far, touch wood. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I will kind of put this on a time lapse so you can see it, because I don't think you want to see everything about it, but it'd be good to get some footage around that. So yeah, let's dive into that. So I think I'm quite happy with the layout of my presentation. I think I've got enough slides now in terms of filling the time slot that I have, and I need to go through it, run through the order of it, make sure it makes sense, make sure I know what my talking points are per slide. I need to make sure that I know the story that I want to tell throughout the slide deck. I think I've got it in my head, but I need to do that run through to make sure that it's got that nice flow and I know the points that I need to hit and want to make sure that I hit during it. I also always share my resources afterwards. So I usually do some kind of web page or a GitHub gist or something where people can go and actually view all of the references and material and links that I talked about throughout the talk, so that they don't have to remember them as they go through and they just have to remember one URL. So I need to build that. I still need to do that, but that should be relatively straightforward and simple doing that. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that task. So I'm going to actually move on and start to write that blog that I talked about and get that cracking, because like I said, I need to get that over to a few people to review later this week. I put myself on a deadline, so I need to meet that. So that's going to be my next task, writing that blog post. So yeah, let's dive in and see how that goes. So that's the blog written. I've taken a first go at it. I think it's 813 words, so a decent sized blog. I've actually sent it over for review to a colleague because this blog will eventually, hopefully, go on the Azure blog site. So it has a different level of process, or a different process completely from other blogs that we write, just because it's going on the official Azure website. So it has to go through several peer reviews before it can get there. So yeah, I'm excited about seeing that, and it's the 4th blog in the series that we're writing about the Cloud Adoption Framework landing zones. So excited to do this and to share our knowledge, and also get the chance to actually blog on the Azure blog as well. So very exciting. So yeah, I think I'm going to go and get a cup of tea and then take stock of where I am, check my to-do list, and yeah, see what's next on the list for attacking today. Just back in from a walk. I regularly book some time in my diary to make sure I actually get out, because I was finding that I was sitting for 8 hours, 10 hours just straight working, and it wasn't good for my productivity or my mental health or even my physical health. So I started off the year in 2021 by booking out time in my diary for me to actually go for a walk and blocking that out, and I've religiously went with that, and it really has helped. Even on days where it is grey and miserable and snowy or rainy, it really has helped break up the day and make me more productive in the afternoon, just getting out, getting some fresh air, getting to see some daylight. And yeah, so please be mindful to do that, to book it. I know it's obviously very hard with the current lockdown situation, and everyone has its different lockdown situations. We're fortunate in Scotland, we're allowed to go out for as many walks as we want in our local area per day. So I just follow a little path around about my neighbourhood and do that, and it's definitely good to get the heart rate up and help with the productivity. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. So I'm now going to go and check and see if there's any emails or messages that I missed while I'm out, and yeah, let's do it. So I've had my lunch, and when I came back I did some emails, did some replying to messages on various different platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that kind of good stuff. Did around the houses of my kind of platforms and replied to people, and then I jumped on a call with some colleagues based in the UK. So once a week there's a bunch of us across cloud advocacy, product marketing, student ambassadors, student programs, tons of us based in the UK that all kind of work around the same kind of area, but aren't necessarily in the same reporting line, so we never necessarily bump into each other at team meetings. So we have our own little V team for the UK, and it's a good meeting, to be honest. It's good to hear what others are working on, hear if there's any potential collaborations that we could do or amplification of what others are doing. I found a good program that I can use when I'm setting up test environments, so I've got a good contact there. So it's good to talk about some of the things that you're working on and share it and see if anyone else can solve the problem that you might have. So yeah, good wee chat there with the UK team. So now what I'm actually going to do is try and set up an environment I need for a live stream that I'm doing soon with Thomas, my teammate, around cloud adoption framework and landing zones. I need to test an environment, have something set up so as that I have here's one I made earlier set up. So I need to go and have a look at that. I had a look last week, couldn't get it to work. I think it was because I didn't read the documentation, if I'm truly honest. So I'm going to go and grab another cup of tea, read the documentation, and see where we can get to with this test environment. So yeah, I'm going to go and grab another cup of tea. Just finished a catch up with my colleague. We have a regular catch up on a Monday just to kind of talk about what we're up to, again, see if we can help each other with any of our projects, general stuff that's going on within the team. It's literally is just one of those catch ups, and I think they're even super more important because we are so virtual. I think I said at the top, my team has all been remote. I've always been remote, so trying to catch up with my teammates it's always been an important part of my day. I don't always get to do it as often as I'd like, just due to time zones and where we all are, but yeah, that's an important part of doing that, keeping up to date with everybody, keeping up to date with people inside your team and then externally as well. I just set up yet another call, another kind of 2-weekly call with someone outside of my team to catch up with them, because we regularly converse but we don't have anything in the diary, and I thought it'd be good to have that. And I've got several of those chats. They're always good to either unload the week's troubles with someone else, or just see if you can help each other and help collaborate, and if there's any things that they might know has been happening inside Microsoft that could help you, and vice versa. I also have chats with people external to me, so people that don't work at Microsoft, and I think those kind of chats are also important as well to kind of foster the community and grow your network. So it's always good to have these chats, and they are a highlight because there's no agenda, there's no formality to them. You can sit and eat your lunch, you can have a cup of coffee and a biscuit on them, and they're just good. They're good for the mental soul, so to speak. So that's one of my last meetings. I've got I think I've got half an hour left before my last meeting of the day, and then I can go and party. Hopefully you're enjoying my day in the life. I've enjoyed trying to film it, trying to be a bit creative with what I'm doing and how I'm filming it, but you know, time will tell. But yeah, please do, you know, hit that like button, comment in the box below if you've enjoyed this content, if you like this kind of thing, if you've got any comments on it. So I will catch up with you after I've had my last meeting of the day, and then we can wrap up for the day. But if you've stayed this long, thank you so much for watching the content. So that's me done. Last meeting of the day done. And it was about a collaboration with a product team about future videos, and how we can work together and help them get their message out about their product. So hopefully that will result in something, but we'll see, you never know. So I hope you've enjoyed following me around for the day. Gives you a bit of an insight into some of the things that I do as a cloud advocate. Like I say, every day is different, and I'm sure what my day is like will be very different to other people's. Today has been a bit of a light day. I wanted to do today because I knew I would have time to actually do this and wouldn't be interrupted too much by meetings and stuff like that. So it's been productive. I finished off a blog post, I started off another one, had a few meetings with some people, made that presentation for the customer presentation. So tomorrow's job will be to run through that and just test that what I've built actually works. But yeah, hopefully this has given you an insight into cloud advocacy, maybe what I do, who I am. If you've enjoyed the content, please do hit that like button. Consider subscribing to my channel for future videos, and like I've been saying all day, please do comment in this box about your thoughts, anything you'd like to know, any questions you have. Please do reach out. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in my next video.